Um, Hi, everyone. I'm going to be talking about the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse, and as well as the bioregenerative life support systems student group that we've started at University of Arizona. This is all within the Controlled Environment Agriculture Center, and my name is Michael Blum. I'm a graduate research assistant working with Dr. Jean Giacomelli out of the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse lab. I'm a master's student in biosystems engineering. Bioregenerative life support systems. So life support systems are just any system that helps keep humans alive where they wouldn't normally be able to. And regenerative life support systems are, so just bringing in more oxygen when you're out of oxygen is necessary if you're in the ISS, for example, or in outer space. Bringing everything in is a system, but as you go on to longer duration missions and go farther into the solar system, you're going to need regenerative systems because resupply is no longer feasible. Large amounts of resupply, and regenerative systems just recycle used materials so that they can be used again. And bioregenerative life support systems they use biological organisms to do that. That could be plants, animals, microbes, mushrooms, anything like that. One of the good reasons for using bioorganisms for these processes is that they've evolved here on Earth over a long time to be able to reutilize these kind of materials. So it's important to utilize all of that evolutionary knowledge. What is the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse? The Mars-Lunar Greenhouse is an inflatable or a deployable closed cylinders. It's set up to have 4 units. Currently, there are 2 at this site. They have a closed loop water system and atmosphere system. They are fitted with a cable culture nutrient film technique hydroponic system that was developed for this system. Currently, they're using LED lighting systems. Originally, they were using high-pressure sodium lamps. They had to create a water cooling system for those lamps because of the excess heat for the system in the system. A lot of people were responsible for designing, building, and implementing this system, including Doctors Giacomelli, Kachira, and Ferfaro at the University of Arizona, as well as Phil Sadler from the Sadler Machine Company, and Neil Bartow at the CEAC, as well as Ray Wheeler and John Hogan at NASA, and many others who aren't listed here or were very important over the years in designing and making the system go. The goals and objectives of the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse were the food. We're determining the food production capabilities of that specific volume, measuring the water, carbon, and energy balances of the system, measuring the fertilizer consumption and the biomass production of the system, as well as developing a crop production model for the plant growth in the system. Also, a solar collector lighting system, which captured sunlight and sent it through fiber optic cables into the system, so you have natural lighting indoors. Rensis is a control and telepresence support system, and as well as outreach for STEM education. Environmental monitoring and control. All of these data points can be monitored and are used to control the system, including the light, the water pH, and EC, and the dissolved oxygen. Biomass was measured by load cells underneath the system. So as the plants grew, the system got heavier, and you could measure it that way. Models and controls. A modified energy cascade model was developed and was used to successfully accurately predict the mass and energy balance for over a period of 5 months, as well as the RENSYS, which is the Remote Experts Decision Support System, which is used to control the system using the data. And this is a picture of the solar collector system that tracks the sun and sends the light through fiber optic cables into the lab. A few other things that are going on at the CEAC and University of Arizona and the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse lab are there is the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse outreach module at Biosphere 2. One of those modules was converted into a presentation module at Biosphere. The CEAC has also created an ISS rack system, which is used for designing plant production systems in microgravity. At CEAC, there's also the urban agriculture vertical farm, which is 2 chambers, six deep water culture racks in each chamber, and all of the variables can be controlled and monitored and controlled, including light, water, air, and the energy usage. There's also projects in there using computer vision to monitor plant health. Sean Gellenbeck, who's on this call, with others at the CEAC, have been working on developing mushroom subsystems for biological bioregenerative life support systems. And mushrooms have a lot of nutritional benefits, as well as benefits for waste and wastewater remediation. There's also a phase 1 project with NASA designing a microgravity crop production system. And there is also a NASA project. This is the project I'm working on, phase 2, using quantum dots to optimize the spectral quality for increasing the plant production. So shifting light from one wavelength into another wavelength that is more efficient for the plants to create biomass, or potentially shifting light from UV into a spectrum that the plants can use using quantum dots. So this student group was formed just this semester so that we could get all of the students interested in bioregenerative life support systems in one place where we can share ideas and research. Our members are interested in helping get the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse up and running, as well as helping with Kai's SAM project and with Biosphere 2 projects and any other project in that space. We think that the University of Arizona is one of the best places for this kind of research, and it spans a lot of disciplines. And so far we have a lot of interest, and it's even despite the challenges of COVID. And just a final slide on the potential future of the Mars-Lunar Greenhouse. The Mars-Lunar Greenhouse as a tool can be used in education as a recruitment tool for getting students to the University of Arizona into biosystems engineering or into bioregenerative life support systems as a broader field, as well as an educational resource for students, training them how to use the closed environment, how to build the control systems, how to design and implement systems such as this. It's also an opportunity for outreach. That was part of its initial construction, is to deal with science outreach with children in the community and the next generation, get people excited in science. Science can be super engaging, and we have to do everything we can to keep pushing that. COVID has made some, in-person outreach opportunities more difficult, but there's other avenues and other things we can do. It's also just a good way of showing the community what's being done. And some research ideas we have are that we want to see in the future are using cyclical harvesting to flatten oxygen curve, looking at the different plant species for getting the right amount for improving the oxygen and calorie generation of that specific volume. Using mushrooms as a subsystem. There are several people interested in doing things with mushrooms, and also algae as a possibility. And we think there also may be opportunities to work on joint projects or on tandem projects with the SAM facility, as well as the Biosphere and larger community. And that's all for my presentation. Happy to answer any questions when the time comes. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. We're excited for the collaboration between CEAC and SAM, and there's an obvious link between all the work and the good research you guys are doing as a test facility and all the expertise that's brought in by that entire institution.